Hey guys, so welcome back, and now we're doing charge tube and blow off valve from RPM. So you got yourself in the box a blow off valve, a tube with the thing that's going to connect to your plenum, spare spring, filter, pre-air, and a plug for this here if you ever decide that you're going to remove your blow off valve, and a hose clamp for that, but this one already has a hose clamp. And then you got spare o-rings and spare everything, and a couple little tie wraps to tie everything up together. We're not going to be using this, we're not going to be using this, we're going to leave the factory one in, and we're not going to be needing this. So this is what we need to do our project, and we've already got the hose clamps set up where we want, and this they've already capped it off for the boost sensor, and these clamps are ready. So basically, that easy access, we took everything off as you saw in the video. Took the pipe off because we're doing a pipe, right? So you might as well take, if you can take the pipe off, it makes it way easier to get to this hose clamp right here. And then to get to this hose clamp and get to the back of it, well, we're going to remove the snorkel kit to the clutch. So we're going to remove, oops, yeah. You might want to keep that on at the end of your... So we're going to remove this. And we're going to remove this one. And then there's up here. That's if you have a snorkel. If you don't, you'll have the one that hooks up on the hook on the top there, which is gone off mine because I removed it when I installed my snorkel kit. And that should be loose enough. Now let's put the extension back on because we're going with the one at the front tube here in the back. Hopefully that's right here. The fun factor. So guess what? You guys can tune back in when this hose clamp's off. That's the joys of YouTube. So we'll catch you in a second. So now that I've removed both tubes, this one was a pain in the butt there, the one in the front there. But anyways, I got a bunch of stuff and stuff fell in my clutches, so if you can, cover your clutches up, the two holes here in the bottom, so nothing falls in them, and hope for the best. But me, I'll be opening up my clutches because yeah, mud fell in. So anyways, put the two tubes aside. Now we're going to remove all the clamps off the charge tubes and start removing the charge tube. So we're going to start removing the big one. That's what we're going to do next. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Now that everything is off, so basically 7mm clamp, easy to access on this one, right here on the side. And then I've already loosened them and already checked everyone. And then the other one's right here at the top. So easy access as well. And that's the one for the front. The one for the mass airflow is right here. So this is an easy one to access too once you remove the two tubes. And then the other one in the front for the turbo is an easy access as well. Right here at the top, just like this, right from the turbo. So easy, easy, easy. So all I got left to do is just pull them off and replace them. So if you strip it down that much and you're gonna do the cat, and you remove those two tubes, and you remove the muffler in the back and everything to do a cat delete at the same time. And like you guys seen me do in the last video, I was struggling to past the wire, and the reason I didn't wire it is because I knew I was playing around back here and removing everything. There was no use tying wrapping because this was tucked up to here and tied underneath right here at the far back. And these are the 2 tie wraps that I cut that I was holding it in place. One was there. So you want to do your fan override for your intercooler at the same time, best time to do it. So like I said, this is a project that you should do all in one shot. The only reason I'm doing it this way and in reverse and everything is for you guys. So let's start by yanking this hose off. Let's see how hard it is. There you go, that side's off. And what I suggest is, in the meanwhile, while we're pulling the other one from the front off, because we'll be installing, we're gonna put something on top of that mass airflow so nothing gets in there for junk. So grab anything that you can grab. Plastic bag, whatever. Yeah. Just in case, because you don't want anything going in there and having to worry about it after. So I'm just gonna remove it slowly and push it away that way. And then throw this on top of it. Just in case. You know what I mean? And then use the bag handles to grip on top. And tuck that in there. Put a tie wrap if you want, but that's because I know we're going to be doing the front tube first. So remove your clamp. And then just check out how you're pulling it there. Like you see all these wires, all these lines, I mean, everything's behind the tube, right? So just remember that. And this is the top where it's gonna sit. See how much dirt there is? So anyway, so just like that. Then you see that the wire here doesn't matter, it's just gonna hang. So we got this one off. So inside, perfectly clean, just the dust that came out with what I pulled out. So yeah, I'll put these hose clamps aside because there's nothing wrong with them. If you ever break anything, throw this aside with the rest of the takeoff parts. And now we're gonna do the other intake. So basically, twist a little bit because it's like rubber, right? If you twist it, it breaks the lock. And that's the reason why I put the bag over. A wiggle, wiggle. I could probably just pull it because I loosened the front clamp off, but I want to go by the front so the clamp doesn't fall between the engine and whatever the floor. Because we don't want no rattles, right? So just gonna push it back a little bit, pull the clamp off of it, and now I'll go pull it from the back. So it might not have came off, it might have just stayed there, but it is what it is. So as you can see, look at the way it goes in. Wire on this side was on this side, so keep everything that you're doing. So this one here, tube's nice and clean except the stuff that just a little dust. So we can compare them to size. I don't see what the hell the difference is, why you would. Now it's going to be way longer. That's weird. And it's supposed to fit at the same place, so I don't know. So I'm going to loosen up my clamps so it goes over easy. So where's my 7 mil? So this is a 7 mil on this one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they make it longer, because it's not moving from a different spot. So we're about to find out together why it's longer. Just gonna loosen this up and push it back. And then this one here, 10 millimeter. So This one here is already loose enough. Push it back, and then we'll push it in place. But as you can see, way different. So I don't know if you have to cut this or whatever. We're gonna learn as we go and push it in. Does it go in deeper? That's kind of, I find that kind of weird that it's about the same size and everything, and why you would make it way longer. So I don't know if it's just because there's no place to push it in further in. So if it gives me a hard time, I'm just gonna cut it, right? So I'm gonna go grab it from the front, pull it on. Oh, and before I put it on, I'm going to remove the hose clamp because I just noticed that, oh, there's a plastic in there. Whoa. Yeah. Plastic from the packaging. I got in there. That's a good one. So, shatter a light in your stuff. There she goes. And obviously, this goes this way. You don't want that clamp facing that way because I took it off that way. Same thing with this one. Just to prep it, it's gonna be this way. And I guess this one could stay right there on that side. So, clamp facing straight out the back, facing straight out where the open area is, where the turbo is. And I'm gonna bring it in from the back again. Just line it up, try not to get any dirt or any debris. Just do it nice and smooth. Oh, my clamp is hooked to the fan. And it's pushed way too far back that I won't be able to reach it. So, try again. Maybe I loosened it too much, the clamp, but maybe you guys want to put it on snug. So I know, so we'll work that. And now that I'm looking at it, is the clamp going to be far enough from the fan? Yeah, should be okay. All right, so easy to pull on, and it was a good idea to loosen the clamp because it's snug now. So that's on. So we'll just snug this a little bit to hold it in place while we're fighting with the back to get it in place. Like I said, it's way longer than what the other one is. So, and I don't see why it's way longer because there's no reason for it. The turbo hasn't changed place, but we'll soon find out together. You just gotta make sure that you put your hose clamp, that it's passed on the lip, and you leave a little bit of lip in the front of the silicone hose. So that's what you want. And I'm just snugging it for now by hand. All right, so let's go play with the back one. All right, so, and that's another reason why you don't want to put it too snug, because you won't be able to turn it. Get it as high as you possibly can, and I will confirm that it's okay. It's got plenty of room on the side for the clamp. for where the turbo is. I'm trying just to feel the lip. So I'm just gonna leave a little tad on top. Now I'll grab my ratchet and 10mm. So, alright, so. Yeah, so there's no issue for the length of it. I don't know why it looks longer and is longer, but the way it curves and everything, it clears higher over the motor, so maybe that's why. Just make sure everything's sitting at the top. And you guys can use an impact if you want. It's not to make noise to annoy you guys, but I don't know how tight these gotta be, but I don't want it. I think it's tight enough. Don't want to break the plastic, because you break the plastic, you just broke your intercooler. So yeah, let it be. Okay, so now let's do the front one. Should be good. That's not going nowhere. All right, so check everything out. Do a pull test on the thing. Not coming out of there. All right, so now we're putting the other one on, and that one needs to go like so. So I'm looking at the clamp, and that's going to be facing this way. So we want it this way. This one here has got to be facing outside where the mass airflow is. So we already know that this one has got to go this way. All right. And this one doesn't really matter because it's for the blow-off valve. So, but I'm thinking blow-off valve, and if you ever want to play with it, that you're going to have access from this corner here, so you want to have access from this corner here. So let's get back in there. So what are we looking for? We're looking for this was underneath, this was on top, this went through the middle. So it's got to go back this way. It's got to go back in here, behind everything. And it's going to sit right on top. Okay. There's the mass airflow side. It's going to sit right in there. We're not like the older models where they got a clip and a clip and whatever. I don't have a clip, so. And then just stick this in as far up as it'll go. There we go. And we'll start by tightening this one here at the far. So 10mm. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We gotta loosen this back up because we gotta go sit the other one on the mass airflow first, because it's not gonna sit in the proper place. So before we make a boo-boo, just remember that both your ends of your hoses, your charge tube, have to be in before you tighten everything down. Here, let's go get the other one in on the other side. So I'll remove my plastic bag. Slap that over the hole. Maybe we should have got this one in first. Okay, so they say to get it as far down as possible. So I'm going to loosen this as much as I can. And bite the teeth as far as possible down. There we go. Put this lined up dead straight. We got to pull this. We're just going to leave a little bit underneath it. All right, guys, so what I found to be easier to put it in once you line it up and the other one's all hooked up and everything was I came in from the back. I loosened my hose clamp as loose as I could and put it as far. I put it down here. Then I pushed from here, giving it everything it had to push upwards to get the other back side to hit. And then I pushed my hose clamp up as far as I could, because the lip, you can feel it, it's right off the edge here and you have to catch that lip. And then I lined it up to the side and I tightened it. It was just trying to get it from this side just to warp in and hold in place and then start off the clamp. It was a nightmare. But this way here seems to have worked good that way. So just a tip. A little bit more. Yeah, that's not going nowhere. There we go. So that's that for the charge tube. B.O.V valve. Well, I needed to point that way, so you guys wanted pointing this way or whatever to dump out. I'm pointing it this way so I can run my tube. What I'll do is I'll just put it on there for now, tighten it up, 7mm. So, the heat is hot in the garage, I can tell you that much. So yeah, so basically that's not going nowhere. All right, so that's that. I'll put the filter on for you guys for the sound before I put everything together. But anyways, next thing to do is the tube, and that goes into the plenum. And that's a T30. So grab yourself T30. We're going to reuse the same screw. That's already got a new O-ring on it, so all right. So, oops. Remove that. Now, put, and then your screw back in here. And I guess that I'm gonna keep it a little longer before I cut it. Right to here. Hold that, babe, so I can snip it. So snip that. There we go. I'd rather have it longer and not worry about the exhaust. And I'm gonna put tie wraps on each end, but not for now. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna route it, like this for now, so it's not bending anything. Throw a little tie wrap on there, maybe throw a bigger tie wrap here, throw a smaller tie wrap there. That way there, it's staying away from everything. And that's just my preference. The filter on it. Nice RPM filter. It's got the little thingy-majig frog skin to protect it. I'm a big believer in that. That's what I put on my snorkel. That's what I put on all my intakes. So, and it looks like it's fun to put on there. It's gonna be a tight fit. So, well, not too bad. Just the initial fitting. I guess you want this completely over the lip. So, like so. Sit it in place. Put the RPM logo that you want to see it. So, obviously, if you make your valve go out this way, the RPM logo is going to be upside down. So for all you guys that's not going to put a recirculating kit, make sure that your thing's coming out that side if you want your RPM logo to be facing the right side. So that's a 7 mil. I'm just putting this on for you guys so you guys can hear it. You guys want to hear the whoosh, whoosh, because RPM supposedly has a reputation for having the loudest blow-off valve on the market. So. There we go. And I'm gonna put the tie wraps after. So that's that for that. Okay, so charge tubes are on, blow-off valves on, and everything. Okay, look at this, guys. So charge tube is on at the top. Blow-off valve, tie wraps on the blow-off valve. That little thing inside here on the plenum, all tie wrapped around back again the way it was onto the mass airflow. The other charge tube from the front is connected there. Everything's tie wrapped into place. Everything's all nice and snugged. Can't go anywhere. So, and then where it connects inside, right there. So that stage is done. So we'll have the sound of the I'll do a quick throw it in at the end, because I still got to put the pipe back on and everything before you guys can hear the sound and all that. So appreciate you guys watching, and the next video is going to be the V-Flow, and then we're going to install it. We're going to program the computer as well, and then we're going to do the radius arms in the back from ZRP, and the bowl plate and knuckle in the back. So like I wanted to do this a long time now, so these are all getting changed, and this is all getting changed, so that's all getting stiffened up, so we're giving more power. And yeah, so catch you guys later and be safe. And